Hi everyone, just a quick video to show a little rotating platform I made for just spray painting objects. So just got this little skull here as an example. So instead of trying to spray around it and go around with the can from different sides, or then having to touch whatever you're trying to paint and leaving fingerprints on it or whatever, you just rotate it around, keep spraying all the way around so you can get everywhere you need to. So I mean, you still have to get in underneath or whatever for some items, but at least this solves the problem of just being able to turn it around. So I've made the platform, the top of it square, just so it's easier just to grab an edge, just go around like that instead of having it round where it might be hard to sort of grip onto the side of it. I thought it was just probably easier to tip it with your finger like that. So I could have probably bought a round version in at Kmart or somewhere, would have maybe had them, although I couldn't seem to find any online. A Lazy Susan type thing for a servery dish or whatever. But this cost bugger all to make. It was $4.50 I think for the Lazy Susan bearing, which is in there. You can probably you can see there's not much of a gap in there. It's about 10 millimeters. So that bearing piece there has just got two plates on it and the bearing assembly in the middle. And what you do is you attach the bearing to this bottom piece first. I've got the these are just the scraps of wood I had sitting in the shed, so I sort of just sized them to suit the task. You attach the bearing to the bottom plate first, but you've also got to drill some access holes in there to allow you to get to the screws, which I'll just rotate that. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there. So you've got to have these access holes. You've got to drill them obviously before you start assembling the whole thing, so that you can drop the screw through into the hole for the plate. Probably I'll just see it there on the corner, and screw it in from there, because once you've got the bearing attached to this plate, of course there's no way to get to that screw in there. So nice simple project. $4.50 for the bearing, a bit of scrap wood out of the shed, and 8 screws that I had lying around. And I think that'll be very handy, just spray painting small objects. If you made that top bigger, that plate is 100 millimeters square, that bearing plate. So you could make that top plate probably, a couple of 100 millimeters or 300 millimeters probably it would still take. But you'd probably need to make the bottom piece larger just to make the whole thing more stable. You don't want it sort of tipping or whatever, especially if you've got an object which is heavy towards one side. But that seems to do the job. They also make a smaller bearing plate that's only 75mm, slightly cheaper, but that 100mm one seems pretty good size for the task. And they also make quite a large one. It's like 200 millimeters or something, a round one, which is a reasonable amount more expensive, but this sort of will seem to do the job, I think. So anyway, just thought I'd show you. That might be a quick little project that might make it easier to paint some of the items you do for Halloween or Christmas. Thanks for watching.